definitely an antsy start. Guys moving on the line. Looks like New Berlin West is going to make a big move to get up on that break. Same as we saw in the last heat.
And I believe that's Kimberly that's out there in the lead. But it's kind of a mosh pit right now. Everyone's right there. I expect Mukwonago to be one of the top teams in here. As well, Arrowhead's going to be fighting for a top position. Now that's Kaukauna moving up into the lead. Mukwonago in second. I can give a split on here. That's about 58 seconds for the first 400 for the leader.
It's a quick start. Expect some guys in the middle of the pack to make a move up towards the front now. Looks like Mukwonago's going to make that move into first.
It's a big surge there by Mukwonago. I believe that's Joe McNulty leading off for them.
Mukwonago's opening up a pretty significant gap here. We got a three-way tie right now in second. It's like Kimberly, Kaukauna.
You know, I think that's Fond du Lac that's made a big move. And here comes Arrowhead.
On the outside. So that handout's
that's about 159. That
it's a good start.
The lead runner for Mukwonago. Again, I believe that was Joe McNulty.
I think that's Middleton in second.
Middleton, okay, thank you.
We'll be starting the hurdle races at 3 o'clock today. The girls 100 hurdles. This is your first call. Girls 100 hurdles.
There's nothing tentative about this race. They are just putting their foot on the accelerator and going for it.
Arrowhead's going to move into third. Right there in that group with Kimberly.
Jesse Ellis running there for Arrowhead.
Mukwonago's gap isn't that big anymore. Looks like we have a bit of a surge from the Kimberly runner. See if you can close that gap down.
So Mukwonago is maintaining about an 8-meter lead over Kimberly. And then Kaukauna
Kaukana's making a surge.
Yeah, but Kaukana's starting to move.
Arrowhead's runner is fading. Looks like Middleton's going to overtake them. Kaukauna working into second place. That gap from Mukwonago is getting eaten up fast. We'll see what Mukwonago and Kimberly's these next two guys can do. Kimberly's not out of it yet.
This is a tricky race. Cody, you've run this enough times. I mean, you got to go hard, but you can't let adrenaline take you out there all out for that first 400 because that can be a death march, that second 400. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'd always tell myself when I'd run the 800 that first 200, it needs to be a controlled fast pace. If you go out and you start blasting that first 200, you're going to feel it in that final 400 is going to be really rough. So you gotta control yourself in that first 200, even if the first 300, and settle into a nice pace, and then find your groove and go. And then in the 4x8, it's so tough because you see a guy in front of you, you got to start chasing him. So Kimberly's taking over the lead now.
Kimberly, Mukwonago, and Kaukauna. Those are definitely the three teams that are going to battle this one out.
It's going to come down to that fourth runner. How do teams stack their relays?
A lot of fight in Mukwonago, and they are starting to come back now.
It's a well-run 800 from Mukwonago's runner. Paced himself the right way. Let's see if he can open up a gap now on Kaukauna. Make his fourth runner make his life a little easier.
A great leg for Mukwonago right there, their third guy. They're on pace to run about a 8:05, which clearly would be the fastest time in the state.
Looks like that Kimberly runner's going out hard here in that first 200. He's going to close that gap. But like we said earlier, hopefully he's not giving it too much gas early.
Girls long jump finalists, listen up.
We're going to have a battle here.
At 3:05, the final start. We have Brooke Plugner, Alea Sanfilippo, Lily Strong, Keegan Lotus, Peyton Eicher, Lola Coelho,
Kimberly's taking over the lead now. 400 to go.
Athens Burrows, and Megan Eason.
All three of those teams are still in it, though.
Don't count out Kaukauna either.
Onalaska running kind of alone there in fourth place.
They're having a sneaky good race out in fourth from Onalaska. Kimberly's hanging in tough. Kaukauna's trying to make that surge now. We could see a real battle here at the finish.
Muck is starting to fight their way back a little bit.
Let's see who's got the kick here. Kaukauna's going to make that slingshot off Mukwonago's shoulder. We'll see if Kaukauna
Here
can
comes
work it.
Kaukauna. Kaukauna's coming strong. This could be a kick and a lean right here.
And Kaukauna's going to take the lead.
Kaukauna does it in about an 8:02.
Fantastic strategy from Kaukauna on that final 800 leg. 8:015 is the official time for Kaukauna. 8:019 would be second place for Kimberly. 8:029 would be third place. Is Mukwonago. Onalaska in fourth at 8:13. Middleton in fifth at 8:17. New Berlin West. Middleton was sixth. New Berlin West is seventh at 8:18.
To put this into perspective, the top time in the state by mile split rankings was 8:19 coming into today's race. And the first 7 times in this section all beat that. Again, Kaukauna, the fastest time in the state, 8:015, and Kimberly, 8:019, and Mukwonago, 8:029.
Time of 17.36. Second place was Natalie Swiderski from Divine Savior Holy Angels. In time of 17.81.
In second place, running time of 8 minutes, 1.97 seconds, Wisconsin number 2, Kimberly. And your champions on the day with a time of 8:01.51 seconds, Wisconsin number 1 time, Kaukauna.
Section 3, lane 1, is going to be Emma Dressenot of Mukwonago in 1, Ali Zulke, West Appear 2, Jalen Machan, Medford 3, Nyanema, Keith Pius 4, Ella Stevens